All right, to speak more on this, let's now welcome Riyaad Peters, Operations Director of Kaapse Klopse Karnival Association. A very good afternoon to you, and thank you so much for your time. It sounds and looks amazing already. First, give us the history and the significance of the Tweede Nuwe Jaar, especially for those who would like to know more about the cultural practice behind this name.
Good afternoon to everybody watching, and thank you for allowing us the opportunity to share this with your platform. Preparations are in full swing. I am currently in the City Hall, just opposite the Grand Parade, whilst they are building the Hollywood Bets Purple Mile grandstands. And just to use that as a segue, the history and tradition of this is, Carnival is older than 100 years. I'm only a wee little 30 odd of those years, but Carnival has lived for a century. And where we at currently, myself with my wee 30 years, to see how this thing has grown and become what it is currently, it's just like culture evolves, as people evolve, so too as the Cape Town Street Parade, or as people had known it before, Tweede Nuwe Jaar, so too as that event and showcase evolved to what we now tag or call Africa's largest cultural festival, and it really is that. If you are coming down tomorrow to line the streets, the entire route from Darling Street all the way up into the Burka, then you are in for a massive draw.
Well, give us a glimpse then of that massive Joel and just the treat that people can expect tomorrow, especially on the musical instruments that will be used. We're also hearing, of course, that Cape Town City is expecting anything between 80,000 and 100,000 spectators.
Last year, we actually, in our debrief, we found out that it was upwards of 100,000. It is close to 103,000 people who lined the route. So we are looking at a massive audience. And if you want to know about the instruments, so too has the instrumentation and the music evolved. Massive super bands, some of the smallest troops are about 500 members. And then you see super troops where people have registered their troops for this Cape Town Street Parade 2025 to be in excess of 2,300 members. So the music obviously needed to cater for the magnitude of people now, and you see a super band all the way, like that young man said just before this. There was a guy who was saying that he blows a saxophone. It's all the way from a banjo and a gummy right to the big bass drums and snare drums, to ensure that the entire 500 or 2,300 people can really feel that Guma tempo and beat.
And Riyaad, just give us a sense of what the impact of the parade from an economic point of view is. I mean, given that there is just so much work behind this festival, we just heard now also earlier on that it is 1 year in the making for many people that participate here.
100%. A lot of people only see the Tweede Nuwe Jaar showcase or the Cape Town Street Parade showcase, and like Mr. Blighnout, Lorenzo Blighnout said in that video, the process to getting a super troop of 2,300 people on the road, all dressed in their perfect satins, with the entire family lining the route, it cannot happen in a day or a week or a month. So it's definitely a full year-round process for all of the troops. I heard you said there's 24 troops. We're actually looking at 32 troops tomorrow. The Kaapse Klopse Karnival Association's troops and the other associations that have registered to participate. And then when we speak economy, I think a good colleague of mine and CEO of the Kaapse Klopse Karnival Association, Monique Gambino, made this analogy once. He said, look at a map from the top. You see all those roads, and don't look at your area. Look at the Cape Flats as one. All of those roads eventually lead to Darling Street on the Cape Town Street Parade, and that stuck with me because it impacts every lady in every road of every community, auntie that has been at a Klopskamer making food, an uncle that jumped in his van to drop 30 kids back home after a rehearsal. So the impact not only keeping people in safe spaces, doing things that are positive for community cohesion, but also showcasing Cape Town and South Africa as this wonderful melting pot of culture, history and tradition. So yes, definitely there's much more than only an economic impact, but perhaps a socio-economic impact that stretches far wider than just the route from Darling Street to Rose Street in Bo-Kaap.
And I think that's exactly what South Africa needs, right? Especially at this time, and also to showcase for those international visitors that I would imagine will also be captivated by those scenes. But Riyaad, thank you so much for your time. That's all the time we have this afternoon. Riyaad Peters is Operations Director of Kaapse Klopse Karnival Association, of course, talking there about the Cape Town Street Parade, or Tweede Nuwe Jaar Road March, as it's traditionally known.